Viewers, you have been told that only one side provoked, that Hindu processionists desecrated the mosque, which enraged the locals of C Block, and they began to react. Today, Times Now, your channel, will show you videos that are being examined by the police. The videos show that the procession didn't desecrate the mosque. It was in fact ambushed. All of this is prima facie established by the videos that are being perused by the police even as we speak. These videos with Times Now capture not just the moment the first stone was pelted, but also how the processionists begged the rioters to stop. The refrain, "Chacha, ye galat ho raha hai, ruk jao," will ring out now. Listen.
चाचा चाचा गलत हो रहा है, चाचा देख रहे हो? उड़ जाओ काका, उड़ जाओ।
In another video, there is a little girl who's clearly anguished, talking to her mother, terrified. She is whimpering, bewildered. She says, "Mamu, roze ke samay patthar kyun phenk rahe hain?" You will hear her in a bit. The Tiranga and a chariot carrying the idol of Lord Hanuman is also fair game as it crosses the chalk. Watch, viewers, to the extreme right of your screens. There you can very clearly see India's saffron tricolour. There you can see the saffron flag, the tricolour. Viewers, the videos that lay bare the truth will form a vital component of evidence the Delhi police will hope to assemble to prove its case and bring the rioters to book. In another video, as I said, viewers, you will hear the little girl who's clearly anguished, terrified. She's whimpering. Listen to this. Viewers, one wonders where the police was in all of this. This is just the latest in a series of evidence that has been unearthed by Times Now. Our SIT has been incessantly working to sift truth from propaganda, trying to bring to you the unadulterated facts. And they established the sequence of events and thereby culpability and accountability. The next video on your screens is actually of the night that preceded the violent showdown. And I'm going to show you that picture now, viewers. This is CCTV footage. Now, you can always doubt what is captured on a mobile phone by a human being, because you can say that the camera is pointed only to a side that suits the person's perspective. But CCTV's viewers have no human interface. They are placed there, they are recording and banking the footage. Now, viewers, we are being told that Delhi police is scanning a lot of CCTV footage to find out the conspiracy and nail the conspirators. And this video is also one of them. Now, what does this particular video show us? First of all, look to the left corner of these pictures. There is a timestamp. That timestamp, viewers, tells you that this is 2 in the morning. 13 minutes past 2 in the morning, the night before, or the wee hours of the same day that the Hanuman Yatra is going to be attacked. And that happened about 16 hours later, viewers. So here you see a bunch of people collecting rods and other obviously very, very dangerous equipment to be used. They're being instructed. There's a conversation going on. Then there'll be an altercation in a little while, viewers, as some of the residents wake up and say, what are you up to? But that doesn't deter anybody. They take all this stuff with them and they move on. Now, this is the same C block, viewers, from where the rioters actually showed up. It's the same street. Was this stockpiling being done to unleash violence? Were the men in the video planning the riots? Were they following any instructions? All this is going to be determined after these people are identified by the police and then questioned. But here is CCTV footage that certainly raises some questions. And I want to go straight across to Priyank Tripathi, who's on the ground there. Priyank, what we have seen establish the chronology. Here you have not just the moment the first stone was pelted, but what happened before that, the CCTV footage. Then Priyank, you and our other colleagues have been able to come across these other videos which show that the mosque was certainly not desecrated. This belies the claim that has been made by a large number of people. You yourself have been there. You are witness to the fact that there has been no desecration. You have spoken to eyewitnesses who say there was no desecration. You have spoken to people in the procession who say that they were completely ambushed, caught completely unaware. They were attacked from the back, and that's also what the videos show. Priyank.
Yeah, certainly, Rahul, this is what we have been telling to our viewers, because the claim which is being done by the accused side that there was a desecration of, of the mosque, which was not quite clearly seen in any of the videos. When we also attempted to enter the mosque, we could see that there were stones on the main road, and there was a small step which was right outside the mosque, where we could see that there were flags which these protesters threw while they were running away to save their life. And the location where I'm standing, Rahul, is the unfortunate location which has seen the maximum violence. This is the main intersection of Jagangirpur from in between the G and C block, where all this drama happened. Now the Delhi police have once again arrested one of the accused, who was an arms supply gully, and he has been arrested by the officials of crime branch. There are 14 teams which have been working on it. While talking about these videos, I specifically asked the Special Commissioner of Police, Dipender Pathak, that what is the next course of action. What we are being told that there will be facial recognition software which will be used by the Delhi police to identify all those suspects who were part of this mob. See, those individuals who were from the C block who attacked this procession could be identified, and because they are residents of the area. But on the other side, the claim which came out from the residents of the C block, that the people who were the part of the procession had also openly pelted stone in their defense, then certainly that will take some more time. So this has happened from both the sides, but the videos which are emerging, Rahul, is certainly showing a very gory picture of what happened on 16th evening.
Yes, चाचा गलत हो रहा है, stop it, रोक दीजिए. Little girl whimpering on camera saying, why is Bade Mamu doing this when people are supposed to be observing Roza? Now viewers, let us show you the moment the first stone was actually pelted. Let's come to the day of the attack, the evening of the attack. Here is the video of the moment the attackers struck the procession. You see the yatra passing the mosque. prima facie peacefully. No sign of a provocation. Suddenly, there is chaos. People running helter-skelter. Then you see attackers with sticks approaching the yatra from behind. You can see them running out of this lane. Then they ambush unsuspecting participants. They pelt stones. All of this is corroborated by several eyewitnesses, including policemen. Listen in.
वहाँ शोभा यात्रा वालों से और मस्जिद वालों के आपस में बहस शुरू होगी। बाद में भीड़ बढ़ती चलेगी, फिर उनका पथराव होगा, आपस में झगड़ा होगा। फिर स्टाफ ने आके सबको अलग अलग करवा दिया। वहाँ जब हमारे SHO साहब भी थे और भी स्टाफ था, उन्होंने दूर दूर करा दिया। बाद में जैसे जैसे भीड़ बढ़ती चलेगी तो दोनों को अलग अलग कर दिया। शोभा यात्रा वालों को G ब्लॉक साइड कर दिया, इनको C ब्लॉक साइड में रोक दिया। और वो चौक पे आके, कुशल चौक पे आके, वहाँ बीच में पुलिस खड़ी होगी, दोनों को शांत करवा दिया। उसके बाद में फिर C ब्लॉक साइड से कुछ उपद्रवी तत्व आए और उन्होंने तलवार लाठी ले रहे थे वो, और कुछ मकानों के ऊपर से भी पथराव कर दिया शुरू। जो सामने हाथ तलवारें थी उनके पास में, और कुछ वो थे जो मीट काटने के से हथियार होते हैं, जो वो रूटीन में काटते मीट, जो वो थे, और तलवारें थी, राड थी।
छातों से भी पत्थर, बोतल सारे आ रहे थे सर, और पब्लिक बहुत ज़्यादा इकट्ठा हो गया था। जो सामने पब्लिक खड़े थे, जो शोर शराबा कर रहे थे, गाली दे रहा था, उसको पीछे से भी पत्थर आ रहा था सर। पथराव शुरू हुआ, उसके बाद तो सर कुछ दिखाई नहीं दिया चारों तरफ से, सिर्फ पत्थर ही पत्थर और बोतल। बूथ है ना, पुलिस बूथ इस साइड में था ना, जो कुशल चौक पे, और पल्ली साइड से आ रहे थे सर, C ब्लॉक साइड से। वहाँ कम से कम 500 प्लस हज़ारों आदमी थे वहाँ कम से कम। और पत्थर और वो बोतल जो है घर के ऊपर से भी, और कहाँ से आ रहे थे ये भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा था। इतने बोतल मतलब फेंका गया सर।
मैं हनुमान जी की मूर्ति के साथ मस्जिद के सामने पहुंचा तो पीछे से भगदड़ मची है। अब कैसे मची, हमने पूछा भी क्या हुआ। मैंने कहा किसी को चोट चाट लगी या क्या हादसा हो गया, अचानक एकदम से हो। तो कहा बाबा ऊपर से पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं, भाग लो। हम तो भागे नहीं, वो वहाँ से पत्थर बरसते वो हमारे तक भी आ गए। फिर दूसरी चौक से उधर से बहुत उपद्रवी लोग गोली भी चली है। वो एक अधिकारी को लगी है, एक सिपाही को गोली लगी है, और वो किसी को भी लग सकती थी।
Well, viewers, terror rained down from the terrorists, from the terraces. It rained down from the terrace. All the terraces, viewers, especially that one on your screens, top of the mosque. The terraces that you are seeing on your screens, viewers, at least 6-7 people are assembled on top of this terrace of the mosque. This video was shot by an eyewitness who is present in the parking lot right opposite the mosque and filming this. How did men get access to stones on top of the roof of a mosque? Were these stones stockpiled there too? And if so, when? And doesn't that indicate that there was a certain degree of pre-planning? This also exposes that the mosque was desecrated. The mosque is locked, and no attempts to hoist saffron flags are visible, and that's where that can be established, viewers. Look, the mosque is locked. It's very clearly locked. No one gets into the mosque. So a large number of people have been saying, viewers, that the mosque was actually desecrated. People got inside the mosque. No. Immediately after, the procession was set upon from the back. People panicked. There was a stampede-like situation. You heard one of those who was in the procession saying so. People ran. They dropped their saffron flags. They dropped the tricolor, and they ran for their lives. Bottles, stones, anything and everything that could be thrown was thrown. Listen to this eyewitness.
500 बंदे थे, इधर से आए, ईंट पत्थर मारना शुरू कर दिया, स्टार्ट कर दिया। हम तो दुकान बंद करके अंदर हो गए। फिर वो लोग तोड़फोड़ मचाना शुरू कर दिया, तो आगे बढ़े। तो मेरी आधी शटर बंद थी।
वो लोग कौन लोग हैं जिनको आप बोलो?
सर इधर से आए, कौन लोग थे ये मुझे नहीं पता, कौन थे वो, कहाँ थे, कैसे थे, लेकिन इधर से लोग भागते, भगदड़ मची, एकाएक सब भाग ले। मैं तो दुकान पे था, अकेला रह गया, तो मैंने भी आधी शटर बंद किया, आधी अंदर दुकान हो गया। फिर जो आगे निकल गए तो मैं पूरी दुकान बंद करके मैं अपना ऊपर चला गया। ईंट पत्थर मारना, तलवारें थी उनके हाथों में, डंडा था, ये सब तोड़ फोड़ मचाना है। बोर्ड भी तोड़ दिया हमारे सामने।
Well, viewers, in a short while, I will go back to Priyank to get a sense of the kingpin, who it is, and why does the kingpin elicit such soft responses from a section of our polity. I'll come to that a little later. But let me go across to our guests first. Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst, is here with us. Engineer DC Kapil, leader of the SDPI. We also have with us GVL Narasimha Rao, Mohandas Pai, Ishkaran Bhandari, Muhammad Asif Hussain. I want to first begin with you, Tehseen Poonawalla. You're seeing visuals. There's nothing left to the imagination here. A large number of people have been saying the mosque was desecrated. And that's what led to this reaction. And that's what we are seeing. There was an obvious attempt to vindicate all that transpired. But now it appears that the so-called victims are the main protagonists. They're the antagonists. And in fact, the procession, which was supposed to be the antagonist, is actually the victim begging those who are pelting to stop. You can hear them. I hope you could. I'll play it again. That loop, let's play it again. Chacha, galat ho raha hai. I'm sure you can hear it, Tehseen.
How do you know he's saying, in what context is he saying it? Why is he not saying it in another context?
What context? What do you think is the context?
Please allow me.
People are throwing bottles at an unsuspecting bunch of people in a procession. They want to go across. They fear for their lives. They say, "Bas galat ho raha hai, bas, stop it."
Correct. Good evening, Rahul. Thank you for having me on the show. Good evening to all your fellow panelists. This Chacha galat ho raha hai could also mean that the attack was happening from the other side. It's happening at the wrong time. But you've chose to interpret it the way Rakesh Asthana has chosen to interpret it. Who's Rakesh Asthana? The same chap who Amit Shah made police commissioner of Mumbai, the chief of Delhi, bypassing other seniors, and the same person who was involved in the Gujarat riots and made biased reports. But let's not come to that. Let me come to my pet subject, which I always expose on Times Now, and you've given me the platform to expose. Why don't you, Rahul Shivshankar, today ask for the resignation of Amit Shah? Since Amit Shah has been Home Minister of this country, China's intruded in our country, he's been sleeping. There have been Delhi riots in 2020, there have been Delhi riots in 2022. Either the man is incompetent or the man is involved in this. Now for the other side of these riots, I absolutely concede on your channel, and I've tweeted about this, that in every riot there are two sides, two extremists. The only difference is both these extremists are the same side, are two sides of the same coin. The same coin that wants the BJP to win elections. So I will end by telling you the textbook pattern that I tell your viewers every time. There is an election, there is riots, the BJP is involved in those riots. Of course, the other side is either Muslims or the left. But these are people who work for the BJP, the RSS. They're involved in every riot since the 60s, the 70s. And this is the textbook mechanism of the BJP, because the BJP has nothing to showcase in terms of development. One last point that I want to say. The only people who are quiet on these riots, everyone is speaking and condemning it. The only two people who are quiet on this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah ji, because perhaps it suits the initiative that these riots take place in our country. Why doesn't Asthana resign?
Okay. Well, Tehseen Poonawalla, let me tell you, you missed out one of the biggest riots that took place in the Union capital. And I will now suppose you will tell me that Sajjan Kumar, Jagdish Titler and company were also BJP men, planted by Narendra Modi back in time. Or
let's not make
the
RSS
Sang Chalak
the RSS
back in time.
Was involved in
there you go.
Riots.
Viewers, you see, when you are speaking to people, when you're speaking to people,
allow me to make my point. I will let your viewers hear it.
I'm not asking you to make a point. I'm asking GVL Narasimha Rao to respond to you.
In the 84 riot.
Look,
when he became Home Minister, shut
I just want to say, viewers, that Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla and a large number of those. 1 second, GVL Narasimha Rao, 1 second. There is something I want to show our viewers. Viewers, what were we told by the Oasis, by elements within the larger ecosystem that Tehseen Poonawalla belongs to? And I want to go full frame on these pictures for a short while. We were told that the man on your screens, let's go full frame. Let's open this up. That the man on your screens, Ansar, was a peacenik. That he's a good man. The PFI told us this. Elements who are sympathetic to the Congress party on this show said he's being victimized for being a Muslim. Viewers, Mr. Owaisi says, I don't know this man, but ask his neighbors. He's such a lovely fellow. He's a peacemaker. Look at him, viewers, this peacenik with a gun. He's a peacenik with a gun. He's a peacenik that runs according to the police. And I'm not saying this, viewers. There's a charge sheet, not framed today, but many, many moons ago, which shows that he ran a gambling, illegal liquor racket. And those are the pictures. Let's go. Once again, full frame on those pictures. You will see the liquor on his table. You will see, let's open this, full frame. You will see that, viewers. You will see this man with his guns. You will see this man with contraband. You will see this man with riches beyond his means. And you will see, viewers, individuals who come out and paint him as a victim. That is the credibility of the people who come on this show, viewers, and give a character certificate on TV to people like Ansar, like Tehseen Poonawalla.
I'm not giving him a character certificate.
Oh, of course you are.
I am saying he works for the RSS.
You are just saying.
How do you know he doesn't work for the RSS?
One second.
All these criminals are.
It doesn't matter to me who he works for. What matters to me is that this man is an anti-social element. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, don't get excited.
I'm not.
Don't get excited.
Who's responsible?
Don't get excited. This man is photographed. No, 1 second. This man is widely photographed across the political spectrum. There's even a Congress person who is a supporter of him. We even have evidence of that. So let's not become parochial tonight. Let's rise above this bait that you throw constantly. And let me tell you, viewers, that this mindset that serves as an apologist for these arsonists, rioters, bad characters certified by the police, this mindset is emboldening what you have seen. And Tehseen Poonawalla has the cheek to say, you're adding some new interpretation to the words. Those people are begging for their lives. Let me play it out again. You see the people throwing the bottles that they have grabbed from the street that connects C block to the chalk, viewers. Let's pull out those visuals, Shashi. Let's show them on air, where he says, Chacha, ye galat ho raha hai. And Tehseen Poonawalla here on this show is trying to rationalize this. Let's go full frame. Let's listen, viewers, and look at who these people are watching. They're not watching people behind them. They are watching the people who've come out of C block. The same set, the Ansar gang. Listen to this.
चाचा गलत हो रहा है ये चाचा देख रहे हो उड़ जाओ काका उड़ जाओ
Chacha, Bade Mamu are being called out here, viewers. They are being called out here in explicit terms. And yet there are people on this show who are trivializing the anxiety of little children by trying, viewers, to deny the gravity of what we are seeing. How much more rationalization? How much more appeasement? Where is it taking us? And I am not saying, viewers, for a moment that Times Now is suggesting that one side that was leading this Hanuman Yatra is absolved of all sins. No, we're not saying that. But there is video evidence to suggest that the narrative that is being flogged by certain individuals is born out of a malicious intent to paint a very one-sided picture. Times Now wants to bring balance. If you want to be part of that ecosystem, go watch other channels, viewers. The BJP needs to explain two things tonight. And there are valid questions that need to be asked. Sir, this third yatra is thought to be illegal. The police have said no permission was taken. Why was it out there? Number one. Number two, if Times Now can pull out all this evidence, if Times Now can establish the facts as we are, why was the police caught napping? Clearly this was pre-planned. We've seen the videos from the night before. How is it that the CCTV that is captured on public cameras is not being scrutinized by the police? What is happening here?
Thank you, Rahul, for inviting me, and also thank you for bearing the truth through this video evidence. I will answer your questions. Before that, every time Tehseen cannot cover up the incompetence and hypocrisy of Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi, he tries to divert attention by targeting the BJP leadership. The reality is, Amit Shah, Honorable Home Minister, has given strict instructions that all those who are responsible for either breaching rules or who are responsible for violence, they must be booked. And this yatra, this Shobha Yatra, which did not have prior permission, those who are responsible have been booked this afternoon. But my question is, have they crossed an LOC? Is going to Jagangirpur, is it like crossing the line of control? Is it another territory? What? Okay, procedural. If they have indulged in procedural violation, they must also be charged for it. But that does not give license to anybody to target them, to hurl stones, and to really shoot at them, to injure them, to attack policemen. It's not a license for this kind of lawless activity. And what you have shown is that the attack was not even spontaneous. All this is pre-planned. It's a premeditated conspiracy. Whether it is in 2022, the current Jagangirpur violence, right, or the 2020 Northeast Delhi violence.
But if the modus operandi is known,
angle to it.
No, if the modus operandi is so well established, if this is a toolkit that everyone sort of refers to constantly from the BJP, what was the police doing? This is not an area that has not witnessed strife earlier. CA riots, this area was inflamed.
Rahul, the police, you see, you cannot expect police to be there everywhere, every time. Let's also, it's a big city, it's a huge mega city. You can't expect police to be in every street.
You see, sir,
but
you see, sir, 1 minute, Tehseen Poonawalla, he never interrupted you, keep quiet.
They will be punished. The best way to ensure such incidents don't recur is to take strictest.
No, I'll tell you the best way to ensure. The best way to ensure is to set an example. Yogi Adityanath set an example. Ishkaran Bhandari and Mr. Mohandas Pai. Let me bring you in on this. Ishkaran Bhandari first. Ishkaran Bhandari, since you're a lawyer, since you understand how criminal prosecution works, I want to ask you, what does Yogi Adityanath do? Yogi Adityanath cracks down. He ensures that nothing is left to the imagination, that justice is being done and also seeing to be done. He sends a message out. The largest number of Muslims live in the state of Uttar Pradesh in this country. There were such yatras in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Where was the violence? Zero incidences of violence. Why? It's not because police were standing at every chalk and every street. No. No, viewers. Ishkan Bhandari.
Rahul, the fact that the modus operandi of Shaheen Bagh was repeated is not to the credit of Delhi police. The very fact that a modus operandi like that, rooftops being used for weapons, hurled down at Hindus, had happened in past, was sufficient warning to probably use drones in so-called sensitive area, because it is very clear that there are certain areas, unfortunately even in the capital of India, where there are certain people who come out with justification that you cannot loudly say Jai Shri Ram, or they come out with a fake justification that certain religious structure was about to be damaged for which there is no proof. So the mindset is very clear to create fear. The mindset is very clear to intimidate Hindus. Which normal family will send their kids into a normal Hindu procession when it is assured to result into a violence? These are intimidation tactics that there are parts of India, or in fact in this case there are parts of Delhi where you cannot openly and freely celebrate your festivals. The duty of police is to ensure that this does not come to pass. If you need to use drones and you find, please remember, most of these buildings are buildings without lifts. So how did so much of stone and ornaments travel to the rooftop? That means there were multiple people involved in carrying it upstairs. So why weren't drones being used? Why isn't preventive detention being done, especially during sensitive days, especially during days when Hindus will celebrate their festivals? Because it is very clear, it appears to be a plan broader than Delhi, and that definitely is something which has to be nipped into the bud. Otherwise, it will become untenable and extremely difficult for Hindus to celebrate their festivals peacefully.
Well, let me tell you, viewers, there is a spokesperson of the Congress party who rather audaciously said that, you see, religion is a private matter and Hindus should not take their religion to the street. In other words, don't go out there, celebrate Holi, Ganesh Chaturthi, or Navratri, or Dandiya, or, viewers, Diwali. Don't do it. Stay at home, because if you do, this is what will happen. Now, Ishkaran Bhandari refers to intimidation. He said this is all pre-planned. These are intimidatory tactics. Is there proof to back this? Now, viewers, listen to this. I'm going to play out a video of a day before this incident. From where? Jantar Mantar. And who is speaking? An SDPI leader is speaking. Mohandas Pai, listen in very clearly and carefully to this. What does this SDPI leader say? Listen in now, viewers.
हम आपको भारत सरकार से मांग करते हैं कि इन आतंकवादी जो तंजीमें हैं उन पर बैन लगाए, जैसे आरएसएस है, जैसे बजरंग दल है, विश्व हिंदू परिषद है और बहुत सारी तंजीमें जो हिंदुत्ववादी ये भारत के अंदर अमन चैन खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है। हम भारत सरकार से मांग करते हैं कि या तो इन पे पाबंदी लगा दे, वरना हमारे हाथ पीछे नहीं बंधे हुए, हम अपने दिफा के लिए खड़े हो गए तो फिर आपको संभालना भारी पड़ेगा।
हमारे हाथ पीछे नहीं बंधे रहे। इंजीनियर डीसी कपिल साहब, ये आपके लीडर्स हैं, ये बोल रहे हैं कि आप अगर एसडीपीआई, आरएसएस वालों या वीएचपी वालों या बजरंग दल वालों को अंदर नहीं करेंगे अमित शाह, तो हमारे भी हाथ बंधे नहीं हैं। और यही दिख रहा है। आप म्यूट पे हैं साहब।
रक्षा में बोलना कोई जुर्म नहीं है कुमार साहब।
नहीं, कोई बोलना तो कोई जुर्म नहीं है। अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी भी बोल रहे थे, उनको तो आप सही कह रहे हैं, जुर्म कहाँ है? अब तो कोर्ट कहता है कुछ भी बोल लो
जी।
आप गलत फहमी में तो है नहीं, हम ही यहाँ बैठे हैं गलत फहमी में।
बात यह है कि
आप कुछ भी बोल लीजिए, गलत बोल दीजिए, कह दीजिए कि नहीं, कह दीजिए कि हम सब 15 मिनट हमें दो और हम 15 करोड़ को साफ कर देंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। आपके लिए तो सारी छूट है हिंदुस्तान में।
गलत बोलना हर नहीं साहब, गलत बोलना किसी के भी लिए वाजिब नहीं है।
आप मुझे पहले बताइए कि ये जो आपके जो पार्टी वाले हैं, क्या इन्होंने सही बोला या गलत बोला? इसको कंडेम कीजिए। आप पहले तो बोलिए कि ऐसा जो दहशत फैलाने वाला आदमी जेल जाना चाहिए, या आप बोलिए पहले, तब हमें लेक्चर दीजिए। पहले ये बोलिए आप।
देखिए मैं लेक्चर नहीं दे रहा हूँ, जिन्होंने बोला है अपनी प्रतिरक्षा के लिए बोला है। और ये सच है कि इन धार्मिक उन्मादों के पीछे लोगों को भड़काने का काम किया जा रहा है।
तो मैं आपसे
एक
पूछता हूं,
तलवारें लहराई जा रही है, वहां पर जो है त्रिशूल जी।
तो आपके क्या फेस्टिवल्स में, आपके फेस्टिवल्स में सर,
उन्होंने जो कुछ कहा है,
आपके फेस्टिवल्स में सब लोग चुपचाप चलते हैं क्या?
उन्होंने जो कुछ कहा है, देखिए बात चुपचाप चलने की नहीं है, लेकिन वो दूसरों के मोहल्ले में जाकर के उन्माद नहीं फैलाते।
दूसरों का मोहल्ला क्या मतलब? हिंदुस्तान नहीं, हिंदुस्तान में दूसरी नहीं, हिंदुस्तान में पाकिस्तान की बात क्या कर रहे हैं आप?
भाई साहब, ये पाकिस्तान है।
राहुल, यही मानसिकता है जिसने देश को
दूसरे मोहल्ले क्या मतलब? हम सब भारतीय हैं। दूसरा कौन है यहाँ पर, आप मुझे बताइए।
देखिए
कौन है दूसरा मैं बताता हूं आपको। दूसरा नंबरी कौन है? दूसरा नंबरी सर अंसार है, जो 2 नंबरी का काम करता है, वो दूसरा नंबरी है।
देखिए अगर हम
क्या मतलब,
अगर हम सब एक हैं तो ऐसा करने वालों को फिर पुरस्कृत क्यों किया जाता है? उनको मालाएं क्यों पहनाई जाती हैं? उनको सोल क्यों उड़ाए जाते हैं? गलत करने वाले को सजा होनी चाहिए, वो चाहे किसी भी पार्टी का हो, किसी भी धर्म का हो। अगर कोई व्यक्ति ऐसे किसी भी आरोप में जो है बंदिश होता है तो उसको एक पार्टी बुला करके ऐसा करने के लिए और ज्यादा उकसाने के लिए उसको पुरस्कृत करती है बुला करके अपनी पार्टी कार्यालयों में। तो ये क्या हो रहा है? ये भी तो एक गलत हो रहा है।
आपको याद होगा
अभी थोड़े दिन पहले
बोटी मसूद का नाम आप जानते होंगे।
सुनिए,
बोटी मसूद का नाम आप जानते होंगे, वो कौन सी पार्टी में है? मैं आपसे नहीं पूछ रहा हूं। बोटी मसूद का, इमरान मसूद का तो नाम आपको पता ही होगा। वो किस पार्टी के कार्यालय में बुलाए गए थे अभी, जरा बताएं।
जिन लोगों ने भी गलत बयानबाजी की है, निश्चित रूप से वो अफसोसजनक है और उनको ऐसी कोई भी
इंजीनियर कपिल साहब, आपके जो सहपाठी हैं एसडीपीआई में हैं, उन्होंने जो बात की है, क्या आप उसको सपोर्ट करते हैं? मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं ये सवाल।
सर, उन्होंने ये कहा है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए। अगर ऐसा कानून के तहत नहीं होता है तो अगर सरकार अपनी जिम्मेदारी नहीं निभाती है,
हम तो तलवार उठा लेंगे
अपनी
अब आप कहेंगे कि जो गांधी जी के मजहब के लोग हैं वो भी अलग ही हैं हमसे।
नहीं तो क्या करेंगे? क्या करेंगे
आप? अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल काम करेंगे,
नहीं निभाएगी
तो आप देश को तोड़ देंगे। आप देश को तोड़ देंगे।
करने वालों को
Viewers, here it is.
देखिए
Now I need to ask some basic questions. These are the people sitting here from SDPI, a political party, the political wing of the PFI. Why isn't this organization proscribed? They have the cheek to sit on national TV. Take him off. Take this man off. He's sitting on national TV and he is underlining vigilantism. Take him off.
Yes.
Block these hate mongers. This man should be prosecuted, sir. G.V. Narasimha Rao. You should make a case against this individual for suggesting that vigilantism is okay. Many people watch this broadcast. Mohandas Pai, what do you make of this?
PFI, SDPI, CFI are radical organization from Kerala. They came to South Kendra district, created the unnecessary hijab controversy. They brainwashed the young girls to do all that. They created the Bangalore riots. They created riots in Mangalore. They are in Karnataka creating riots. They went to Rajasthan and created riots. They are in Delhi created riots. They should be banned. I don't know why the government of India has gone so soft on these radical organizations. What happened in Delhi is terrible in the national capital. The Delhi police are there. The government of India is there. Intelligence agencies are. Don't tell me the Delhi police did not have intelligence about who are the malcontents in those areas. Who are the people who are there as rioters? What is SDPI, PFI and other radical elements are doing there? Don't tell me they don't have information. Don't tell me they did not know that the Shobha Yatra is going on. There could be some issue. They must take precautions. We did not see police on the screen. We did not see police in riot gears there. I think the Delhi police has gone soft and the government of India should radically overhaul the Delhi police. Even during the Delhi riots, 3 days. Can you imagine there were riots for 3 days? Government of India has got enormous police, 5 lakh, 6 lakh police. Why couldn't they fly them the same night, saturate that particular area, put curfew and stop the violence? Why did we have violence for 3 days in the national capital? Is the government of India so weak? What is the Delhi police doing? What action was taken by the government of India against the Delhi police for not doing their duty? Even now, the Delhi police is very soft. And if you're very soft, you're going to have this radical...
Let me ask.
Do this kind of violence. And then, Rahul, on top of that, in Delhi, you have the JNU type, Lieutenant types, all these types, some of them on his channel, who are justifying violence. How can anybody justify any violence? Here, the stone was thrown by the Muslim radicals. They must be caught. They must be punished because the stones came from there. The video is very clear, and I think you cannot have a situation where people cannot take possession. Nobody can justify violence.
Mr. Sohail, let me bring you in.
And violence must be put down with a heavy hand. Whoever does this in this country...
I appreciate that sentiment. Absolutely. Without fear or favor. Book them all, throw them all, throw the keys away.
Who does it?
In jail. Now, 1 minute. Mr. Sohail, let me ask you a basic question. And I'm not going to ask you my own question. I'm going to ask you a question that has been prompted by a little girl who says, Bade Mamu, रोज़ों में पत्थर क्यों फेंक रहे हैं? क्यों फेंक रहे हैं? Sohail Saab, why was Bade Mamu ji in the Roza period throwing stones? Can you answer?
Yeah, I will answer you, Rahul. Rahul, I'm not surprised to see the Nagpur and Sanghi's investigation, which is shown on the media from past 3 days in the Delhi rioting. And the another side of the story has not been shown.
No, why don't you show me? Why don't you show me, Mr. Sohail? No, 1 second. Before you start passing judgments.
Let me complete.
Don't answer me. I said don't answer me. Answer the little girl.
You are parking the judgment.
It is not Rahul Shivshankar that is calling out Bade Mama.
I'll answer you.
It is the little girl. Why is little girl saying that Bade Mama ji, aap roze ke samay patthar kyun phenk rahe ho? What has it come to? You answer the little girl. Don't answer Rahul Shivshankar or the Nagpur media. You answer the little girl. She's not part of the Nagpur media.
Okay.
You answer her. Have the conviction. Have the courage.
Rahul, I'm not able to understand that. Let me answer it. Rahul, I'm not able to understand the chronology from where the CCTV cameras has the audio clipping in that. We have a high special technology what the Delhi is using, then they will be, everything will be
These
clear.
are not CCTV camera visuals, sir. At least acquaint yourself with the facts. These are being shot on the ground.
See, and another side.
No, Mr. Sohail, you're not answering the little girl.
That's what.
You are running away from the question that she posed. You are running away from her question because you don't have an answer. You have let down a little child.
Chacha or Mamu, सुनिए कब से जो सब मजहबी हो गया नहीं why are you beating the religion from when the chacha and mamu is getting the as a religious thing? I'm not able to understand. That can be
Ask
any
the
chacha,
little girl, sir.
That can be any mamu.
Ask the little
in
girl.
India, you know, even the non-Muslims also we call. So don't
she's saying कि रोजे के समय आप पत्थर क्यों फेंक रहे हैं मामू जी? आप रोजा रखते हैं. Why are you throwing? Who else keeps the roza?
Rahul, we have hundreds of videos showing, you know, the people are carrying swords who are damaging the mosque. You're not going to
show me the
that.
visuals.
But
Which visual? There is not one visual, sir. Otherwise, the ecosystem would have plastered it all over. All your guests, all your best friends, sir, have lied on national TV, have lied in the media, have spread one-sided lies. It is absolute lies. The police commissioner has come out on record. He's taken his reputation and his job and said it not just to Times Now. He said it to every media enterprise that there was no desecration of every mosque, and your mosque is standing there. Nothing is wrong with that mosque.
Asthana should resign it, you know.
No, Asthana, but Ansar should become a hero. He's a peacemaker. Asthana is the provocateur. Viewers, enough. Let me tell you, enough, viewers, enough.
I know he's a peacemaker.
You have today a situation.
Everyone knows that. If someone comes to your studio,
Mr. Sohail, look, I don't speak.
And throw some
I don't speak without facts.
My question
you show me the visual. You show me the facts. Everything is
I'm also
sorted.
speaking with the facts.
Everything.
Yeah,
You haven't
send your
shown
team also
one bit of
the
proof
videos.
to show that
It's
the
there on
mosque has been
every
desecrated.
media platform.
Not one bit of proof,
Every
viewers.
media
And these
platform is
people
having
are
the
spreading
videos.
a fake narrative. Now,
you're
1
trying
minute.
to fool the nation.
Let me. No one is fooling anybody,
try
sir.
to,
Little girls
have
don't
a fake
feel. No,
narrative.
no, no. Little girls don't feel, sir. Don't feel the need to say things because they want to serve a political end. No one, no little girl in panic, out of bewilderedness, would say this. Now I want to play out that chunk, and I also want to play out the other part, viewers. This man will continue ranting. He's not going to keep quiet. He's not going to answer my question. He's not going to answer the little girl's questions because it doesn't suit them. It is shocking that it's moderates like this person, or at least aspiring moderates like this person, who can't bring himself to condemn what a little girl has seen. He wants to rationalize it. Okay, let's concede that the Hindus were wrong. Let's concede that they were abusing. Does that mean that you take matters into your own hands and you start raging? Viewers, where are we going to go with this? Eye for an eye. Let's play out. Let's play out these two sets of visuals. Listen to them. I'll take a short break right after and come right back to you.